I said, I don't know, 50 times last week. Then an American stopped me and said, "We never say that." Today, I'm showing you 30 chunks that Americans use instead. And by the end, you'll understand why I don't know makes you sound uncertain. Let's start. So here's what happened. I was at a coffee shop in New York having breakfast with my American friend, and I kept saying, I don't know, to everything. What do you want to order? I don't know. When are you free this week? I don't know. Have you seen that new show? I don't know. What do you think about this? I don't know. And after the fifth time, my friend put his coffee down, looked at me and said, Dude, Americans never say that. I was confused. What do you mean? It's just honest. He shook his head. No, it sounds lazy, like you don't care about the conversation. That hit me hard because in my head, I don't know was just being truthful, but in American English, it's a conversation killer. It makes you sound disengaged, like you're not even trying to think. So I asked him, okay, what should I say? And he pulled out his phone, opened his notes, and showed me a massive list, 30 different chunks, for 30 different situations. Some for when you need time, some for when you want to help, some for work settings, some for casual conversations. And right there, in that coffee shop, he taught me all of them. And today, I'm teaching you. Drop I'm in right now if you're ready to stop sounding uncertain. Let's go. First situation, you need time to think. Someone asks you a difficult question, and your brain needs a few seconds to process. Most learners say, I don't know. But Americans, they buy themselves time with these chunks. That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. Hmm, give me a moment. I need to process that. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Let me wrap my head around this. That's a tough one. I need a minute to think it through. Let me consider that. 9 chunks already. Notice something? None of them shut down the conversation. They all say, I'm thinking, hold on. That's the key. I don't know sounds like game over. These chunks, they keep the conversation alive. Second situation, you don't have the answer right now, but you're willing to find it. This is massive in professional settings. Your boss asks you something you don't know, But instead of just saying, I don't know, you show initiative. Watch. I can look that up for you. Let me check on that and get back to you. I'll find out and shoot you an email. Give me a bit to dig into that. I don't have it right now, but I'll track it down. Let me verify before I give you an answer. I'll need to confirm with the team. Let me get back to you with the correct information. I'll double check and let you know. 18 chunks. And we're not even halfway. You're crushing this. Third situation. The question is outside your area of expertise. Someone asks you about a topic you know nothing about. Maybe it's technical. Maybe it's a different department. Maybe it's just not your job. Most learners feel bad. They say, I don't know, and feel like they failed. But Americans, they don't feel bad at all. They just redirect. They point the person to someone who can help. And they sound confident doing it. That's not really my area. I'm not the best person to ask about that. You'd need to check with someone else's name. I'm not too familiar with that topic. That's a bit outside my wheelhouse. I wish I could help, but that's not my expertise. You should probably ask the IT department. That's more of a finance question, I'd say. I'm not qualified to speak on that. 27 chunks, 3 more to go. And these last 3, they're the most honest ones. They're basically, I don't know, but they sound better. They sound thoughtful. They sound like you wish you had the answer, but you just don't. I honestly don't have the answer right now. I wish I knew, but I really don't. I have no idea, to be honest with you. 30 chunks, that's it. 30 ways to beat. I don't know, in every situation. Now here's what makes all of this work. It's not about memorizing 30 phrases. That's not the goal. The goal is understanding the situations. When do you need time to think? When can you help find the answer? When do you need to redirect? When are you just being honest? Once you know the situation, your brain picks the right chunk automatically. That's how Americans do it. They don't think, which phrase should I use? They just know. Because they've heard these chunks thousands of times. And now, you have too. You just learned 30 chunks in 10 minutes. That's powerful. But here's where most people mess up. They watch this video. They think, wow, that's useful. And then they forget everything by tomorrow. They go back to saying, I don't know. Don't be that person. Here's what you're going to do. Tomorrow morning, when someone asks you anything, pause. Don't say, I don't know. Pick one chunk from this video and use it. Just one. Then on day 2, use a different one. Day 3, another one. By day 7, you'll have 7 new chunks in your brain, and they'll start coming out automatically. If you actually commit to this, drop chunk 1 in the comments. After you use your first one, I want to see who's really applying this. Because here's the reality. Most people, they're just watchers. They watch, they learn, they forget. But you're a doer. You're someone who applies what they learn. You're someone who actually changes their English. So prove it. Use one chunk. Today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. And I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.